Howdy folks, it's Night Watch Nate. Out in the winter Rockies today. It's a good time. We've had about, I don't know, what do you say? Yeah, that's Bosley. That's good old Bozzy boy right there. Always in your face. I don't know, maybe, I think it's been sinking. The snow is so wet that it keeps on sinking. So I think it's been at least 5 to 6 inches of snowfall here in the Rockies. Come on, boss. Let's go for a walk then, eh? Taking the dog out for a walk. He's just itching to get outside. He just gets bored so easy. You know, he's still only about a year and a half. So he's still a puppy. He's still a noxious little puppy dog, you know. You gotta keep him active, and he does his share of keeping me active too. What the hell happened here? Okay, he's already got the. Okay, he already got the leash stuck on my trailer. Yeah, how's everybody doing out there? I know I look like an Eskimo, but it's breezy out here, man. It's not breezy, it's chilly. It's actually nice and calm right now. It's not actually that cold. It's just wet. I figured if I'm gonna go for a walk, you know, I'm not gonna come back soft and wet. So. And one little survival tip, it's pretty obvious for most people out there probably, but hold on. He's trudging along. Look at this guy. How you going, boss? No problem walking through this stuff? He's probably looking for more rabbits. Come on, let's go. Yeah, he's a good dog though. He's a pretty good dog. He's got a lot of energy too. Hold on a sec, fogging up. Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. Keeps me definitely in shape lately. Going out for a walk every day. Obvious survival tip, stay dry when it's cold out. It's pretty apparent. I think your parents probably taught you that when you were a kid. But yeah, once you start getting wet, your clothes get wet, the wind starts whipping up. High elevation Rockies, middle of winter, you can get hypothermia pretty quick, or at least some frostbite. That's fun. But yeah, so how's everybody doing? I'm just chilling today. It's a lazy Saturday, I guess. Not really a whole lot going on. The internet's down. That's fun. See, I was planning on watching catching up on some YouTube videos, but I can't watch any internet, so thought I'd take the dog out for a walk instead. Get a little exercise, get in the elements. You gotta get in the elements now and then, or you just don't know. You don't feel like you're living, you know? You ain't living till you did a little. I won't mention what that was all about. Dog just took a squat. I was downwind from it. You ain't living until you're out in the elements. Middle of winter in the Rocky Mountains. Well, it's snowing. I love the snow. I don't love the, did I say that? I love the snow for small stints, periods of time, but it does get old pretty quick. Yeah, there's a lot of insanity going on in the world. I was just chatting with my buddy Lauren Culp last night, and he hadn't watched the new, well, I don't make it a habit of watching too much Tucker Carlson, but he actually had a really good interview with Bret Weinstein about the situation at the border. And Bret Weinstein met up with this Green Beret war correspondent. Never heard of him before until now. Thankfully, he was on the Highwire as well. Day before yesterday, Thursday, I think. And Tucker's, I think, released on Friday his interview with Weinstein. And but Weinstein went down there to meet up with this Green Beret, his name is Michael Yon. And so the question I've been asking more than any other is, where are all these people coming from? How are they getting there in the first place to the border, right? They always talk about in the enemy of the people, corporate media, this big problem at the border. Well, how did they get to the border in the first place to make it such a massive humanitarian crisis? So this Michael Yon guy has actually been investigating some of this, actually doing drone flyovers over some of these encampments that have been set up for the illegals with these, NGO, nonprofit organizations. Mostly, from what I can gather, led out by the Catholic Church, the Vatican, which has been caught red-handed time and time again in Europe and here at our border, funding the same kind of illicit, illegal activities of human trafficking. But so these NGOs, in combination with, by the way, IOM, I think it's called, the acronym, which is another branch, yet another branch of the UN. Isn't that interesting? It's always the UN, always the UN. And again, what does the UN have for a symbol? It's the laurel wreath. What is the laurel wreath? It's a symbol of Roman conquest, right? Caesar wore the laurel wreath as a crown. So it's no coincidence, right, that all these groups are working together for the destruction of our nation. These globalist groups that want a one world government. They have, like I tell people, the Vatican is the oldest globalist institution on earth. Very few conservatives, mention it, right? It's always the left. These front groups like the left that started up in the 70s. Well, the Vatican has been around since at least 330 AD. You can look that up. That's historical. And they've been hoarding wealth and gathering real estate. The Hitler's SS and the CIA, Wild Bill Hickok, were also tied in with the Jesuits, and then Hitler even admitted that he based his SS on the Jesuit order, right? The information arm of the Vatican. So the oldest intelligence network on earth, been hoarding wealth for hundreds and hundreds of years, and at the very core of her, what motivates that institution, the smallest, by the way, country on earth, Vatican City, at the core is the belief that she is the rightful, it's the one true remaining theocratic monarchy in Europe, the Vatican, with the Pope at the head. And if you understand the religion of Catholicism, I'm not, blanket statement here. I'm not condemning all Catholics as being part of this grand conspiracy. But if you look at the belief system of a true Catholic, right, which Joe Biden is, by the way, practicing Catholic, which Greg Abbott, by the way, practicing Catholic. If you look into the actual belief system, the Pope is the head of the church, okay? And individual church members is considered heresy to think for yourself, to act according to your own conscience, which was where all that drama, all that hubbub started up with Martin Luther, here I stand and I can do no other, for the diet of worms in Germany, and kicked off the whole Reformation and all that, which led to, by the way, all the freedoms that we enjoy today in this once Protestant nation, right? So yeah, to be a true devout Catholic, you have to be subservient to the Pope. And the Pope has repeatedly made remarks that, every nation on earth, and this is controversy all over Europe. In France, for instance, another devout Catholic, Macron, has, got some blowback from his own people because of his combining religion and politics. French know full well that's a no-no to get your religion involved in politics. And French has a huge immigration crisis right now because of Macron's policies, just like here in America. Anyway, so this is the, as I see it anyway, the prophetic understanding of what's going on in the world, what's behind this mass migration. As Weinstein said in that interview with Tucker, you don't have a nation, you don't have border, you don't have a nation. You don't borders, you don't have any nation. That's the whole point. They want to get rid of nation states. They want a global government, right? Which the Pope has called for on multiple occasions, with, of course, himself at the helm, right? A religious authority is necessary, as he has stated in the past, Pope Francis. So yeah, out of all this chaos, people make a big deal about most of the people flooding into America from the southern border are Democratic voters. Well, they're also far majority Catholic, and they're also very well trained to respect the authority of the Catholic Church. And what she says goes, right? And all the bishops in this country are all on the same page. They've been harboring illegals before in their own churches against our laws, by the way. And yet they still continue to receive taxpayer dollars. A lot of these nonprofit organizations like Catholic Charities, which Biden once again is working in cahoots with to traffic humans all over this country, as well as Greg Abbott. And those people that try to make a hero out of Greg Abbott, well, this Michael Yon guy who Dale Bigtree, the Highwire, interviewed. Dale Bigtree kind of tried to lay out the same argument that Abbott's doing this great thing by drawing attention to this issue. And as I've said in the past myself, and this, I guess this Michael Yon guy agreed, he's not doing anything good. He's doing the same thing. He's just pushing these people further into the interior of the country. He's worsening the problem, right? He's just speeding it up. It's part of the same operation. A recent interview from somebody tried to get Craig Abbott to renounce the WEF. He wouldn't, because he's part of the WEF. So, all these little petty politics, all these little labels, R or a D, they really don't stand up to any muster. They really don't mean anything in the big picture. All these people are globalists. Like I told somebody in a conversation recently, try to make this a left-right issue is really overly simplifying things. Because in my lifetime, I remember NAFTA. I remember George W. Bush meeting with Vincent Fox, the president of Mexico, scheming way back when, this is 2 decades ago probably, for a North American Union. That was a conspiracy theory, right, supposedly. And they even asked, I think it was in 2008, Ron Paul, during one of the debates, they asked him about this outlandish, crazy conspiracy theory of a North American Union. Doesn't sound like such a conspiracy theory today, does it, folks? Isn't that funny how all these so-called conspiracy theories have become fact? And yet, we're all still labeled conspiracy theorists, right? I mean, I don't look like a crazy conspiracy theorist, do I? A whack job. Yeah, this snow is really heavy. Anyway, God bless everybody. This is an insane world. No better time than now to open your Bibles, because that's the only thing that'll keep us from being deceived. Staying within the Word of God and building that relationship daily with the God of the universe, who knows the beginning from the end. And a lot of people get caught up on these signs and these conspiracies daily, right? Weekly. I mean, I think we're bombing Syria or Iraq right now. I can't even keep track. They want to keep us all blinded and confused. Well, they hit us with this multi-pronged attack, right, from all sides. Destroy the economy, close small businesses, centralize power to the billionaire class, record job, unemployment numbers, while they're flooding the country with a bunch of needy illegals that are completely helpless once they get here. They're taxing the education, the schools, they're taxing the hospitals, right? In Denver, I still plan on making a trip to Denver before too long, and maybe I'll investigate some of these NGOs, see what it looks like outside those places. Yeah, some of the hospitals in Denver have to turn away local citizens here because they're overwhelmed with all the illegals. So how long is this going to go on? How long is it going to be allowed to go on? Some counties like Douglas County, I recently put a video out there on Twitter, I think it was, about some of these county officials just flat out stating that they're not going to allow they're not going to take care of any illegals, because they know Douglas County is just south of Denver. They know it's just a matter of time until they start flooding into the surrounding areas, right? Desperate, asking for handouts. And one of the officials actually told everybody, can't remember her name right now. I just heard of her recently, but yeah, she's a Republican county commissioner. Told everybody that to not give money to the NGOs because they're responsible for what's going on. You know, they're harboring these people in these areas where they shouldn't be, right? Because they're going to tax the system. People are starting to realize, just getting a small glimpse of the big picture, right? What we're in store for, basically. And there's no way that they're going to deport all these people. That's not going to happen. But yeah, so stern warnings from a lot of these people. This Michael Yon guy, interviewed by Bigtree, the Highwire, yeah, he made a comment that he doesn't see a way out, that this isn't going to lead to some kind of bloodshed. Hopefully not civil war. There's a lot of doom and gloom out there as well. You got to be careful of that. But again, I don't see a solution, and I've been saying for a while now, I've been telling people for a while now, there are no political solutions to a spiritual problem. We need to get right within, with our God, and if we have a truly strong, moral people, citizenry in this country, trust me, we'll be that less tolerant of tyrants. And who knows, maybe they'll actually start respecting the people again when they realize that we aren't just a bunch of pushovers, that they can sit there in high offices and mock, laugh at as they stab our country in the back. Pure treason is what we're witnessing right now. This is pure treason. These people are getting away with. And, you know, where's there's no consequences. It's like raising a kid, right? If you just let him get away with whatever he wants to do in life, right? To walk all over his parents, be mean to his friends, and you continue to feed him, right, with little treats, with little candies, or in this case with taxpayer dollars, I guess you could say. They're just going to keep doing what they've been doing, right? Because they've been taught that they can do whatever they want. They can follow whatever kind of and biblical talk, carnal inkling that they have, the flesh, what we crave, our base, like animalistic desires, which for most of these people is pretty simple, right? Sex, money, things, power, influence, praise of their fellow man. Yeah, they just keep doing it because they're rewarded for what they do, and there's never any consequences. But if we were a moral and religious people, I don't think we'd put up with so much crap, right? Does that mean we'd act out in violence? Not necessarily. I'm not one to advocate violence. I don't think that's what Christ would have advocated, but there would be consequences. People would be demanding prison time for these people, right? Which is the one thing you never see with these people in high office. They never see any jail time because the swamp protects itself, right? Protects its own. In any case, I've rambled on too long. God bless everybody. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll have internet back by the time I want to list this video. Otherwise, it might be a little late, but you never know up here. It's been a few years since we've been without power in the winter, and that's always fun too. You gotta have your backups, right? Kerosene heaters, propane. We don't have wood burning a stove, unfortunately, in this house, but that would definitely be recommended if you want to be in a self-sustaining situation, off-grid and all that. Yeah, again, this is Night Watch Nate. By the way, speaking of all that stuff, I do plan on doing some more doomsday garden pretty soon here. I got a ton of footage from the last 2 years now that I never put out. All the things that we've learned from growing up here in the high elevation Rockies, 7,300 feet. So yeah, hope to get some time to put all that together. Otherwise, right now, I'm starting to look like a snow bunny, aren't I? So, gotta get inside. The whole idea was not to get sopping wet. It's been a fun walk. Hopefully an interesting talk. God bless everybody. YouTube is continually shadow banning the hell out of my channel. So if you could, least you could do, hit thumbs up. Share if you know anybody that might like this content, and just keep watching the videos. And appreciate everybody. I'm going to keep producing as much as I can, putting as much as I can out there while I can, because things are looking like, I don't know, man, how long we'll be able to share free ideas on the internet. Obviously, this platform, YouTube in particular, you know, half of what I'd like to talk about, I can't talk about anymore because I can't even just hint at some of these topics. I'll get another medical misinformation strike. That's their favorite for my channel. Anyway, God bless everybody. Because the WHO again, right? Yeah, the globalist WHO. We got to follow their guidelines, just like we got to allow in armies of invaders through our border, because the WHO, nonprofits of the WHO, they think mass migration is a good thing. So, because the WHO is a globalist organization, in my opinion, probably controlled by the Vatican, oldest globalization on Earth, globalist organization on Earth. And they want open borders, you know, they want a new world order. And the new world order is really the old world order, because the same people who were in control during the Dark Ages are again taking control of the world today. The old wealth, right? The old guard. The harlot that sits on 7 hills in Rome. Thanks everybody again. Night Watch Nate. Have a great weekend. Stay dry, stay warm, and God bless. See you next time. Signing out.